Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and today I'm going to show off some of the things I've been working on over the past few days. No, it is not this incredibly sad looking room, although you may notice that I finally, for the first time in my life, downloaded and started using a texture pack. I basically got myself something pretty straightforward. It's called the Faithful texture pack, and it does a pretty nice job of sticking to the original design of a lot of things. Everything looks pretty similar. It just is a 32-bit texture pack, so it looks a little fancier. It's a pretty popular one out there, so I'm sure most of you are aware of it or have heard of it. So why don't I show you around something that I'm working on here. I've got this pretty basic house going on, and an empty room over here, and I'm currently playing, believe it or not, on a server. See? Hooray! You can see a bunch of people on there right now. Please don't even bother asking for the IP or the opportunity to come play with me. I would love to play with a lot of you guys, but at the moment the server I'm on is not mine. It's a friend of mine's, and he is not ready to open it up for the public yet. So basically, I can't invite anybody to come play. But at some point it may be opened up to the public, and once it is, I'll give you guys the heads up. But for now, it's a private server. It's actually a friend of mine invited me on to come check it out, and so I've been building and playing on it. So let's take a look at what I got here. The server does not have Equivalent Exchange installed, of course, because Equivalent Exchange is not yet ready for multiplayer. So in lieu of Equivalent Exchange chests, you can see some of the server bugs that occur when you're on a server. In lieu of the Equivalent Exchange chests, I've been using personal safes. These are items available in Industrial Craft, and basically on multiplayer it's set up so that no one can get into or break your chest. It's basically your own personal item, and you'll also notice that they sit nicely together and don't have a problem touching each other and have a decent size for their small square space. So I've got a couple things here. The other thing that the server is running is the Red Power mod. Red Power 2, pre-release 2, is currently being developed by Elaram. She's doing a heck of a cool job, and if you look in this chest here, you can see that the Red Power mod adds its own copper and tin ore. It also adds silver ore, tungsten, marble, which looks pretty cool. I'll show you guys this stuff. I don't think the Painterly pack has changed marble at all. And a bunch of cool other things. I have an ender pearl in here. Nickelite, which is going to be used as well as some of these advanced diamonds. And you can see the emeralds, rubies, and sapphires can all be used to make shovels and pickaxes and swords and axes, the same standard set of tools you're used to. All three of these gems, rubies, emeralds, and sapphires, have the same breaking ability as diamonds, so it breaks things just as quickly as diamonds do. But it has a lot less uses. I think it's 500 versus 1600 or something like that. So a lot less uses, but still a pretty nice substitute for iron. Much better, in fact. And you can see that you get a lot of it. At the moment, I don't have a lot to do with my red power ores, so that's why they're just kind of sitting in this chest waiting for some of the things to be implemented that Elaram has planned. Also got my industrial craft machining room here. You can see some recyclers hanging out. Got all the advanced machines. I've basically got a line of them. So a couple induction furnaces, some rotary macerators, and a centrifuge extractor and singularity compressor, all hooked up to a line with an MFSU, which runs outside. There's a MV transformer down there, and the MV transformer comes into my room. And under the floor here, you can see the line coming in from the MV transformer going to this line of machines, and a low voltage transformer here going off to this line of machines, aka just my recyclers for the moment. And if you were looking, you probably noticed just outside in the back here, I've got my red power redstone engines here from Buildcraft. They're pumping into a iron system, which, if we run down to my basement, is connected into a nice little mass fabricator. So basically we're pumping all my stuff directly into my mass fabricator here. And this little system is basically built up for overflow. So if something can't fit in the mass fabricator, it'll shoot down this pipe here. And if it can't fit in, it'll zip over and land in this chest. And then when I activate this system here, it both activates the redstone pump to start pumping things out of the chest, and it turns on my mass fabricator for me. And I can turn off the mass fabricator, and this guy stops running, and the redstone pump stops running as well. I've also got a booster engine, which you guys have seen me use before. It's basically just a redstone engine down here, and you can see I'm using the red wire mod to wire my machines at the moment. Very nice, by the way, so far. Elram's doing an awesome job with the red wire mod. She's also got a bunch of cool machines, which our server doesn't have the machines part turned on yet. You can tell that the world modification from Red Power is running because of all this stuff being here, but we don't have the machines enabled just yet. It's actually going to be any day now. I'll be able to start building some Red Power machines and show you guys. And you're probably saying to yourself, why do I have this little weird looking block up here? What's that? That's actually one of Zeldo's buildcraft pipes, the teleport pipes. And if anybody who doesn't remember something I mentioned a couple times in my videos, Zeldo added the ability to keep chunks loaded even when you're not in them. So in multiplayer, chunks actually unload a lot more than in single player. So by lieu of this little teleport pipe sitting here, it ensures that the area around the teleport pipe stays loaded on the server even when nobody's here. So what I'll do is I'll log out tonight with half a full MFSU, and then when I log in the morning, it'll be full. And if I leave things running properly, like maybe leave my mass fabricator going down here, it'll draw all the power in and just keep going, just because it's been constantly running as a result of the teleport pipe up there keeping this chunk loaded in server memory. So that's pretty cool. And this room is one of my final rooms. It's basically just a oil refinery area, along with some engines here, some combustion engines. You can see I've got a lot of it wired outside, so why don't I jump outside for you guys to take a look. Unfortunately, it's nighttime, and since there are other people on the server, I can't sleep through the night, but you should be able to see what's going on. One of the visual bugs on the server version of Red Power right now, as you might have noticed, is that the wires sometimes don't always show properly, but I think she's working on that. Basically, I've got this system set up so that power comes in through here and pumps water inside my house. This teleport pipe here is connected to my oil pump, so when I activate the power system, oil will pump in. And then this system here activates with this lever, and it basically turns on the pump for for oil. And the oil will pump through here, around the outside of the house, and straight into this refinery. Now you might be saying, why didn't I just pump sideways? Well, I plan to add some refineries here at some point, so for now we're good. But I might add another refinery at some point, so I want to split this line. And then the refinery will always pump out into the fuel system. So if I want, I can activate this. It's pretty straightforward. It's not unlike some of the builds you've seen before. To activate the oil pump is frequency 1, and I just flip this little switch, and I should start getting oil filling up into here. And I'm just going to toggle this. It's another bug. It's buildcraft. Basically, oil tanks sometimes appear empty when they're not. So just by activating that power, you can see some oil pumping in the background there. So I'll turn this guy off. And I can activate my refinery using frequency 3, so that when I send power to this guy, you can see the refinery running, and it's running rather smoothly and creating fuel for me. And the fuel's always pumped out, so I don't have an off switch for this guy. And my fuel can be pumped through my floor here. You can see I have a lever here to activate this redstone, and this will pump fuel straight over into my engines, up through the bottom. And water's coming in through here. It's pretty much going under the floorboards, as you can see, from here and straight into my system here. And I do have one more thing out back. This is my, before I had some red alloy ores for the redstone power, but it's basically my on-off switch for my combustion engines. And this pipe here is always set to frequency 2, and frequency 2 comes in over here. So this ensures that every time I activate my combustion engines, it's pumping out. One of my videos I did say that multiple pumps might drain a infinite water source, but one pump it looks like does not. And you know, if you have the right infinite water source set up, you might be alright and never run out. So basically, this system can effectively run indefinitely without having to require any maintenance. If I really wanted to, I could just leave the oil coming in and leave the fuel going on and just let this guy run and run and run. And as long as this water keeps pumping through here out of that lake in the back, straight into these systems, they'll always remain cool. So let me turn this guy off now, because this is all done. And that's what I've got going on so far on this server, guys. It's not too much new, nothing that you really haven't seen before. I haven't built what I want to have built eventually, and here will probably be another one of those sorting systems, and then I need to build a quarry. And that's about it. Unfortunately, because we don't have equivalent exchange, I'm pretty much very much thirsty for diamonds at the moment, considering that teleport pipes use 8 diamonds for 8 pipes, and you know, the quarry needs 11 diamonds, and a lot of the things I built so far have used diamonds. I do have a nice solar system set up in my roof. So basically right now I'm waiting on diamonds. But you can see I've got a pretty good solar system going on up here. Ooh! I fell. So these are actually some of those 32 solar flowers that I've shown you guys in the past. So there's 32 of these at a time. So 32 here, and 32 here. Altogether adds up to be 96 energy units coming in per second to my house. And you can see I started with some cobblestone and moved on to smooth stone in some of my other rooms. So I'll eventually replace all this with smooth stone. And if we grab our trusty EU reader, we should see that we're getting 96 energy units per tick. Not too shabby. And my MFSU is filling up nicely. So why don't I show you guys one more really neat feature, and it's actually something Zeldo added in his teleport pipes. What's really handy is being able to see what chunks you have force loaded. So he added a button. Right now it's defaulting to F9. And it basically draws blue lines around the chunks that you have force loaded. And it shows it on the level that you're currently on. So if I turn it off and turn it back on again, there you go. So I've got a teleport pipe here, and it's force loading this chunk. And this is a chunk border right here. If you look at your coordinates, you can see it's the difference between 15 and 16. So we're right there on the chunk border. Right. So this teleport pipe is keeping this chunk loaded and the chunk next to it in this direction. So everything within the blue borders will always be loaded in memory on the server. So this little graphical overlay that shows you what chunks are loaded is very, very useful. So you can see most of my house is loaded all the time. A small portion of it is not, but that's okay. All the important pieces are. You can see if I head out in this direction, some of these chunks are loaded. This chunk that I'm in now is loaded because of the teleport pipe that I have just inside this wall. This guy. So he's keeping this chunk and that chunk over there loaded. Pretty spiffy. So basically the teleport pipe not only loads the chunk that it's in, but also the chunks surrounding it. So very, very cool. And you can turn off that overlay with F9. So I don't know if that's in the currently released version, but it's on his, he has it in like the dev build, so hopefully it'll be available to all you guys soon. See, I've got a little rubber tree going on there, a little farm, as well as a cactus farm. I built myself a really cool portal room up here. The doors will remain open until I step on pressure plates. And then step on pressure plates to get out. Pretty cool. As well as a cactus farm. I do need to get a quarry going. I haven't gotten one of those yet, but that'll happen soon, like I said. And then I'll be able to start really automating a lot of what I do. Part of the plan here is to get a quarry up and running, and then use Zeldo's teleport pipes to let that quarry run even when people aren't in that chunk. So I think that pretty much covers what I've been doing, recently, is pretty much building some of the stuff on this server. There's a bunch of other people out there building a bunch of other cool things. Maybe I'll feature some of their builds later on, once they're ready for me to show them off. And for now, I'm going to wrap up, and I will catch you guys soon. And again, this is a private server, so I really can't be giving out the IP address or any of that information to you guys. Sorry about that, so don't ask. Sorry, can't do it. It's definitely not even my option or opinion right now. It's basically up to the server owner when he wants to go public. So guys, a couple people that are on the server with me wanted to say hi, and as you can see, actually playing with Zeldo, the creator of the teleport pipes. He's pretty cool, and he invited me onto the server. It's not his server, but it's a friend of his, and he basically got permission to let me come join and hang out. And you can see these guys talking. And I'm just making a couple tweaks to my system downstairs here. I don't think I grabbed everything I needed before I went down. Basically, I'm turning all these, like I said to you guys earlier, I'm pretty much starving for diamonds. So what I'm going to do is make it so that my mass fabricator automatically produces diamonds for me. And that'll be pretty cool. So I'm going to need another one of these redstone engines. There you go, Zeldo and Ironclad saying hi to you guys. So another redstone engine for me, and I'll be able to get cracking on this. So why don't I get ready to do this build, and I'll just show you guys real quick how I'm going to do it. I'm going to need more UU matter for the crafting table, but I'm sure I can handle that. So what I'm going to do is just fill up my recyclers with some dirt, since I happen to have some. Let them start cooking, and then I'm going to activate my mass fabricator downstairs as well. So he can start producing some UU matter for me. That'll be excellent. Hopefully I won't have too many problems with this. Okay, why don't I show you guys one component of the Red Power mod right now. This here is an alloy furnace. So the alloy furnace here has an interface, and basically what you want to do is place a piece of coal in there for smelting. And the recipe right now I'm going to show you is 1 iron bar, iron ingot, and 4 redstone. That's right, you have to use all 4 redstone in a stack like that. The alloy furnace can accept stacked items, which is kind of cool. And that will produce your red alloy ingot, which you guys have seen probably in the old Red Power mod, like I showed you guys in the past. Why don't I grab 8 more of these guys, and 2 more iron, and head on over. And let that cook it up, because I need some more red alloy wire to wire my redstone engines. So I crafted my red alloy wire, which is just those red alloy blocks, 3 in a row, straight up and down. And I can now run some cabling here. What I want to do is lay down this guy, and if you can see there's actually a red alloy block going on right here. Remember I said there was a little bit of a visual bug on multiplayer. Just by turning on and off a light, you should be able to, fix that. So I can now add this guy like so, and I've got power. And if I put in a wooden pipe here, which I'm not going to do just yet because this guy's on, so now that lever also controls this redstone engine. In fact, I lied. That redstone engine will always be powered because there's actually a redstone torch here. So that's, giving power to this guy. But that's alright, I don't mind if he's running constantly. I don't need him to be powered. So now I'm going to want this here connected to a chest and an automatic crafting table. Actually, I want this guy moved. Just going to put him right there. And then I can lay down another pipe connecting to another chest. So now what should happen, I need to get my wrench real quick, hang on a sec. Here we are. So, give that guy a whack, and now all my UU matter should get pumped out into this chest. Nice. Turn this guy back on, because I need a little bit more of the stuff. I'm up to 7, I believe I need 9 UU matter for the diamond recipe. While I'm waiting for the last 2, I can just throw down my system here, pumping my diamonds out. And finally the wrench. So now I've got a pretty straightforward system. As long as I leave this mass fabricator on, he's going to continue to produce UU matter. The UU matter will land in this chest, and I can use the automatic crafting table to produce diamonds for me, and the diamonds will be pumped out and deposited in this chest. So basically, I've got a diamond factory using electricity from industrial craft. So why don't I wait for a few minutes here for the last of my UU matter to get created, and I'll be back to show you guys how this will work. So guys, these are Zeldo and Ironclad. They're here to check out my mass fab system. And hopefully the last of this guy is just wrapping up and I'll be able to make this. The system goes something like this. I think it's just 9 UU matter makes a diamond. So there we go. Now basically these guys are going to produce some mass fabs, are going to produce the UU matter for me. They'll land in this chest. The chest will combine 9 UU matter into a diamond, which will get pumped out into this chest. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap up this video now, for real, and I will catch y'all later. Hope you enjoyed checking it out, and hopefully I'll be able to play with some of you in the future on a multiplayer server. But no promises, again, I don't know when or if this will be going public, and I definitely can't be giving out the IP. So take it easy.